Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here this morning. I got a couple things I want to talk about. One thing, the major thing I want to talk about this morning is the NBA West Finals are now set. The Houston Rockets will face the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Western Conference Finals. I think they start on Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure what day. I will get that information to you as I get it. But first, I've got the wrap up. I got the wrap up of both the Rockets and the Jazz game and the Warriors Pelicans game. I got the wrap up for both games. I'm going to start it right out of the gate with the Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz. The Rockets defeated the Utah Jazz 112-102 in Game 5 for the Rockets to take the series 4-1 and advance to the West Finals. Chris Paul, 41 big points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. James Harden, he only had 18 points. He didn't have to do much. 4 rebounds, 4 assists. PJ Tucker stepped up to the plate. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. But for the Utah Jazz, it was a disappointment. Donovan Mitchell, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, not enough. Rudy Gobert, he only had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. That was not hardly anything at all. Joe Ingles, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. That was it. Royce O'Neal, 17 points, 3 rebounds. That didn't mean squat. Now, Chris Paul had 41 big points. He had a double-double. He talked to reporters after the game and said, "I was so proud of our team. We earned the #1 seed because of the way we played. James Harden, he's done his thing, and I feel good about our confidence now." James Harden basically said the same thing. He said, we got 2 more opponents we got to get through if we want to get to the promised land. If we can get past Golden State, then we'll have to wait the winner of the East Final. So we'll just have to wait and see. But right now, we got a few days off. We're just going to rest, get ready for the Game 1 of the West Finals and against Golden State, and we'll see what we can do from there. Well, Chris Paul looked very impressive. He looked great in Game 5. The 112-102 final on the scoreboard didn't amount to much. It was a little bit closer than you think, because the Houston Rockets for the first half were basically dribbling the ball and taking their time going down the court. You can't do that against the Golden State Warriors. And here's why. To give you an idea, here is the wrap-up of the Warriors Pelicans game real quick before I talk about Houston Golden State. Steph Curry, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Kevin Durant, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Klay Thompson, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Draymond Green, a double-double, 19 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists. He was 1 assist short from having a triple-double for the game. And I'm telling you, if I'm Houston, I'd be worrying a little bit. But for the New Orleans Pelicans, not much to brag about. Anthony Davis, 34 points, 19 rebounds, double-double, didn't mean anything. Drew Holiday, he had a triple-double, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, not enough against the red-hot Golden State Warriors. So, Steph Curry basically said after the game, we're going back to the West Finals for the 4th year in a row. Hopefully we'll face Houston this time, and maybe we'll get the job done. Kevin Durant, he's basically came back from being the pain in the butt that he was and doing his thing. He basically came back and said, "We've got a lot to worry about. We've still got a long way to go. And it doesn't matter who we face in the West Final. It's how we get to the final and get to the promised land." Klay Thompson basically downplayed it and said, "We got a few days off. I'm going to rest for a couple of days and get ready for the West Final. That's all we can do." And Draymond Green's basically rated the same thing that everybody else is saying. So, now, the NBA West Finals are now set. The Rockets will face the Houston Rockets will face the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Western Conference Finals. Who has the advantage? Well, if you look at the numbers from Game 5, you would have to immediately give the advantage to Golden State. Because of what? Because if you stop and think about it for a second, Draymond Green, a double-double. He was 1 assist shy of having a triple-double for the game. Steph Curry, 28 points. He looked very impressive. Kevin Durant, 24 points. Very impressive. Klay Thompson, 23 points. He did what he had to do against the Pelicans. But if you want to root for the Rockets, there's a couple things that need to happen. for Houston to upset Golden State. Number one, Chris Paul. He's doing what he has to do. 41 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. He had a double-double for the game. The one thing that worries me, and Houston fans, you might want to be paying attention to this when I say it. James Harden. He's been averaging almost 30 points a game. He got shut down to 18. He had 18 points for the game. He's got to get like 30 to 35 a night if Houston wants to upset Golden State. That's all there is to it. And P.J. Tucker did what he had to do. But I'm telling you, Chris Paul putting up 40 points, that's what he's going to have to do. He's got to put up 30, 35 points a game. James Harden, same thing, if Houston wants to upset Golden State. And the way that the Houston Rockets were playing in the first half of that game, I'm going to be honest with you. Charles Barkley watched the first half of the game. He was not impressed. The Rockets were taking their time. You cannot do that against the Golden State Warriors because Golden State, they got Curry, Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. The NBA Western Conference Finals are going to be very interesting. And this is a matchup that I like, but I don't. I like it because you got Chris Paul, James Harden against guys like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. I like the matchup. The reason why I don't like it is because Chris Paul and James Harden took their time in Game 5 against the Utah Jazz. You cannot take your time against a team like Golden State. I don't care who you are. And you got guys like you got these guys, they did what they had to do. I admit. But in the short term, a lot of people give the edge to Golden State, but in the long run, if Chris Paul and James Harden can put up 25 to 30, maybe 30 to 35 points a night, Houston has a chance. I will give you that any day of the week. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank all my viewers for being with me this morning. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. Just very simple, just my name. Type my name in, look for this pretty face, and you will see all the sports videos that I have done up to this point. You guys have a wonderful day. I will be back in the morning with a new video for you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you.